Hi, welcome to this week's Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Sean Anderson. Glad you're watching. And on this episode, we're going to be talking High baseball with Coach Burris. That's here in just a little while. But first up on Coach's Corner this week, we are joined by the longest tenured coach at High, Coach Lee Guess with the track team. And that is a distinction that you are proud of. How many years you been coaching?
23 years here.
23
Yes,
years.
Yes.
Well, the Ponca City High School track team just finished regionals, and Coach Guess is with us to talk about how they did. And the athletes that'll be moving on to state, which is this weekend in Yukon. First of all, regionals, Coach Guess. How did it go? Just can you give us the broad overview before we talk about these athletes that are going to state? Just a broad overview of the regionals. What did it look like?
The regional was very tough for us for sprints and things like that. We had some of the best teams in the state in our region. We had the Midway cities, we had the Jinx, we had the Owasso, we had I'm going to blank Sand Springs, we had Enid, and we had Muskogee.
Yeah.
So those teams brings in
Serious competition.
serious competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we had to try to get in a position where we can get fourth place and a lot of stuff. And we did get fourth place and a lot of stuff, but the times in other regions were just a little bit faster and a little bit higher jumps than we had.
Yeah.
The kids did a great job. 85% of kids who went to the regional were freshmen and sophomores, so they got a chance to see this at another level.
Yeah.
And I love the way that we competed. We went out and we did the best we could do. And that's all we can ask.
Yeah.
We set personal goals, and they broke some personal records. So, hey, I'm happy.
That's got to feel good. It's got to feel good for you as a coach watching these athletes set these personal goals and to break them. Of course, you want them to get into the on those platforms at the end. But when they do that, that's got to feel good too.
It feels great. Ideal that you see some sophomores and some juniors and a whole lot of freshmen that are like, hey, I can do this.
Yeah.
And if they come back with the right attitude next year, like I told them at the end of the day, we're going to be a busload going somewhere.
Yeah.
And I hope that we have a regional in Ponca City so they can do it in front of their moms and dads and grandparents.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
It
It would
be.
be nice. Well, regionals, of course, some High athletes, they really did very well, going to state, in fact. And tell us about this.
Well, on the boys' side, we only have one qualified, and he happens to be a freshman. It's Trayvon Tipton.
Now, how unusual is that, Coach Guess?
It's real hard for freshmen to get in at 6A. I mean, usually they get in on relay. They usually get, that's how they get to state. And most of them, are so nervous. Trayvon ran on a 2-mile relay team too. And boy, I was putting money on they was going to get to state, but he had one of those days where he had a freshman meltdown.
Yeah.
He walks out there and see everybody and then realize he's on another stage and he didn't do good. So after that race, I said, okay, the rest of the day, you got to let this race go and just give me your best. And he went right to the high jump and gave us his best. He jumped the personal best and got in the state.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's incredible. How excited was he, a freshman going to state?
He didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Because everybody's jumping on his back and
Right.
all that. He was the first one to qualify for state, so he was to set the tone for the rest of the day, and he got to stay out of everybody's way after that.
Right.
Yeah, he was just like, he can't believe I got it. He said, I got there. Yeah, you there.
Yeah.
And we had fun with him because freshman.
Oh, yeah.
So he just sat there and just kind of soaked it in. Like, he was shocked.
Yeah.
But we told him early in the year, you have a chance. If you keep working hard and put in the work, things happen. And that's what happens.
Yeah, 4 Lady Cats on the track team that are going to state. 4, is that what you were expecting? I mean, you always hope for more, I'm sure.
I
But
had a couple more that I thought would get in, and I'll give you an example of my 300 hurdle. She's sitting in third place all the way around the track. She hits the last hurdle. So she goes from third to fourth. Time-wise, she can't get in.
Right.
But she's going to get in. She don't hit the last hurdle. And she's a senior. I see her, and I felt sorry for her because she had worked so hard since her freshman year trying to get here.
that close.
Yeah, that close, and she's there. Garrison Blanton, he's our 800, a mile or 2 mile. He's our leader.
Yeah.
He sit in third place all the way around to the last lap. And he just could not get that turnover to get that to catch a couple kids in front of him or run about another fast time. Even though he took 8 seconds off his time, which is remarkable from 1 week to the next week to take 8 seconds.
That almost, I mean, that That is unusual, isn't
Yes,
it?
very unusual. It
So
brought
he was pulling it from deep inside.
You could tell that young man wanted it. I wish I had filmed him on my phone.
Yeah.
Because it's something that every person, not just anybody trying to be an athlete, anybody who's living life that's having a hard time getting somewhere and you got to really struggle, you can see this man put everything he had into this one time.
Mm-hmm.
And not to get there, and when he hugged me, he said, "Coach, I'm sorry." I said, "What are you sorry for? You going to college, you got a scholarship, and that's not your last race."
Right.
He said, "But I didn't win it for you." And I said, "Yes, you did. 8 seconds. I'll take it every day."
Yeah.
I told him, I said, "Leave me alone before I start crying."
Yeah, right,
Yes.
right, exactly. Well, tell us about these young ladies going to state. This is exciting for them, of course, 4 of them. What are they competing in?
Well, the 4 ladies are going to be running in the mile relay. They finished 3rd. I put this team together 2 weeks ago at the Sky Took meet. I made them go run them. Not really, they were mad at me. And I looked at the time. We ran a 4:29. I'm like, "Well, guys, you got a shot, an outside shot to get in there." And I told them, "Hey, we got to be in 4th place. Got to be in. We sitting around and running around there in the track, and those guys finished 2nd in that meet over there in Catoosa. I'm like, "Okay, we run this from here on out." And we get to the regional, and we on the track, and I tell everybody, the 2 of the young ladies, one's a freshman and one's a sophomore, and they ran the quarters earlier.
Yeah.
And they ran a 64 and a 66. Well,
Right.
the freshman, she finished 4th in the quarter. Like, wow.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, well, I knew a time would get in. I said, we got a shot in my relay.
Yeah.
They finished 3rd.
Wow.
And I was like, okay.
So is that like a combination that you just like? Is it? I kind of picture you rearranging different athletes and you're putting together a relay. Is it just like finding the right combination of athletes?
It is, and it's time and commitment, because some kids can run in practice, but can't run on the game day. And then some don't run in practice, but are a gamer. I'll give you an example. Well, Delgado, no, I'm pronouncing her last name right, she's not a practice girl.
Yeah.
But when I put her on the track and she's a sophomore, you know that you're going to get
She brings it.
everything about it. And so she's a little tall girl. She just goes run. She runs a 300 hurdle. She does anything I ask her to do.
Wow.
And I told her as an 8th grader, you're going to be one of the best stars I ever had. And she's now rounding into that shape where her mind's getting there too.
Yeah.
And then I have a junior named Bree. She also qualified in the 200.
Oh.
Well, Bree loves the 100. And we all love the 100. I keep saying, Bree, your race is a 2 and a 4. So I'm getting away from her from running the 100
Yeah.
to where she know that the 200, I'm scrolling at 200, she finished 3rd. And now I'm trying to get her where she noticed she's going to be a 62, 61 quarter girl next year in
Wow.
the 400.
Wow.
Well, and I told her, well, if you guys, all 4 of you, and Miss Blanton, who was a sophomore, and I have another freshman on, Elena, who's a freshman on there, you guys can set the school record in this next year.
Wow.
And I said, it won't be anybody on this relay team that can't run on the 62.
Yeah.
And I said, so do you guys know where you're going to be at with all 4 62s or better? And they're like, we're going to be on a platform on Saturday night.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the mile relay is the last thing you run.
Oh, is it?
So what we're doing now is getting these girls ready this year in the state to get used to this talent level. And know that you one of 16 teams out of 32 can make it here. Because only half of us can go.
Right.
And so you know that you're not a piece of cheese. You're one of the better ones.
Yeah.
So let's get our mindset. Let's go do the best we can Saturday. But when we come back next year, it ain't no best friend. We want to go win every time we hit the track.
Yeah.
And I tell all the coaches, when I'm really good, you know it, because I will tell you.
That's right.
And they always know that. They know me like that. How good are you, coach? And if I ain't saying I'm good, you're like, okay. But at the end of the year, we always have kids qualify.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is a very good thing. So state is this weekend in Yukon, and it's 2 days. It's Friday, it's Saturday. And so how does that work as far as travel goes? Does everyone go in private vehicles? I mean, you've got 5 kids going to state. How does that work
We'll
out?
break it down. If the kids have got to do things on Friday, come down Friday. And I forgot to, and one lady, and she's going to really be upset with me. I have a thorough who does a disc, and she made it to state. It says 2 out of 3 years she's made it to state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's on the school's record. And I want to apologize to her that I didn't say anything about she made it state.
Well, we are now.
Yes.
So she's a discus. She's going to throw the discus at state.
Echo, yeah. I'm not Echo, but her last name is, I wouldn't blank too now on what her name is.
Blanton.
Now, Blanton is our little 400 girl. Let me look at the sheet right quick now. Too.
Yeah.
Yes. Her mom will be mad too. No,
We don't want to upset. We don't want to upset
No
her.
error.
No.
Yeah.
What's her name?
No error. Her last name is No Error.
Okay.
Kyla No Error. Yeah, she's one of the best in the states in the disc. She actually was one of the best in the state in the shot, but she just didn't make it this year. But she's back on the disc. She went as a freshman. She missed out last year as a junior, and this year she's back. We know that she's going to be on top of things again.
Yeah.
She's one of those ladies I'm looking for to be on the platform to get a medal for me this year.
That's a tough event, isn't it?
It is for girls because it's awkward to do because you want to throw it like a baseball.
Yeah.
And it takes time to realize it's not a baseball.
Yeah.
And it takes time to realize it's not like you're doing a basketball or something.
Right.
But she is one of the best in the state.
Wow.
She's getting a lot. Since I missed out, I'll give her a little
Yeah.
eye on
Give her some props.
Okay, she's got letters from Pittsburgh State.
Wow.
She's got some from all the JUCOs in Kansas. She's also on the watch from OBU and all the small schools here in Oklahoma, so they're all looking at her. So she's got a shot to go. She will get a scholarship out of here next year.
Yeah.
It's just where she picks to go.
Wow.
And the same thing with the Bree, the little 200 girl. She's a junior too. She will get a scholarship out here next year. We'll probably end up with about 5 kids with scholarship next year.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
This year we got 4 kids now that have scholarship offers somewhere.
Oh, that's successful. So they'll all be going down this weekend. UConn is where the state track is happening, and then it'll be over. The season will come to an end, and for 23 seasons, you've reached this point. And I got to ask you, as this season comes to an end, you're looking at a lot of your freshmen and sophomores that are coming up. How excited are you for the future of Ponca City High School track?
I'll tell you how excited I am. I had started thinking about the retirement party. And these 8th graders and these freshmen, sophomores, and juniors told me to put this on hold. The 8th graders told me I can't leave till they get out.
Right.
And I said, well, I'm trying to stay around until you guys get out of here. But it's a blessing in Ponca City when you see all these athletes at one time. In Ponca City, we have spurts where you can get a few of them, but the next year we got a bunch of them. I mean, the 8th graders won everywhere they went this year.
Yeah.
So I know they have talent. I know they have heart to want to work at it. And the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors now, they all have had that 2 or 3 years in that weight room with me. So they know what it takes to get to the next level. When I say you got a shot, they know I'm not telling you a story. It's not just that feed the line. It's about you got a shot. Yeah. And like we tell them every day, hard work pays off.
Yeah.
And you got to put in the work to get there. And the coaching staff has got to be it's so great right now that we are coaching kids to another level. And I am blessed to be involved with it right now.
Yeah.
So, retirement's off for a while.
He's looking forward to the future of Po High track when you're delaying that retirement party. Coach Guest, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
I'll see you later on.
Coach's Corner, Coach Guest, Po High track coach, as these athletes are headed to state this weekend in UConn. Coach's Corner continues. We'll have Po High head baseball coach Burris with us next, right here.